Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. It is Lowellville Player Profile here at Giovanni's in Lowellville, and we're here with Jocelyn Delsignore, a senior cheerleader for Lowellville. We're spreading a little cheer this time of year, as everybody else is. But you, young lady, spread cheer all year round. Senior cheerleader, tell me about how fast it's gone for you and what cheerleading's done for you.
Honestly, cheer has really changed my life. I was one of the people, like, in our friend group that joined cheer kind of late. I didn't join until 6th grade, and everyone kind of started when they were in 3rd grade, so I didn't really know how I was going to fit into that. But, like, all my friends really wanted me to do it, so I ended up falling in love with it. And then once I got to high school, like, getting to cheer with Angel and, like, Liv, who's now our assistant coach, like, they just have such a love for us, and it really felt like a family. So I'm so happy that, like, the fates aligned and I got to, like, do that. And it's really just makes you, like, so happy to, like, be able to, like you said, spread cheer, like, all year round. Like, it's so fun.
When you think about cheering, a lot of people think, okay, well, it's only like a part-time gig. You're only going to do it in football, and then you're only going to do it in basketball. There's nothing really to do in the spring, but cheerleading has become a national sensation. I mean, the athleticism, to be able to do some of the things that you do. What drew you to the sport as a whole, and what's kept you going?
So since I was 3 years old, I've been dancing, like, at Jamie's Dance Force, so I've done competitive dancing, so that aspect of it definitely drew me to it. But then, like, I've kind of, like, so that's kind of, like, my forte with it, but then I've learned, like, I love, like, the spirit aspect of it and getting involved with the crowd, so that really keeps me going is, like, that's our job to, like, get the crowd involved, and there's such a sense of community that comes with it, so I think that's, like, my favorite part of it probably.
Well, that's kind of leads into my next question because, I mean, it's how do you judge yourself? How do you rank yourself on a nightly basis? Is it how much you can get the crowd involved? Because I got to feel that the game has something to do with that. If it's a boring game, your job gets a lot harder.
Yeah, it is really hard because, like, obviously there are going to be games where, like, we might not play as well, but that, like, is when we come into play. Like, you can't let that affect your performance, and you have to, like, keep that same bar set really high and, like, keep being, like, cheerful, like, no matter what. So it is a challenge, but when you're surrounded by the team that we have, it's really not that hard. We have so much fun with each other.
And cheering, too, it takes a team. I mean, if one person's off, you're going to know really quick. It's almost like a choir or a band because you'll be able to figure out if one person's out of rhythm, out of sync, everything goes wrong.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the adversity that you faced in cheerleading. I'm sure you or your teammates have had moments where it's like, oh, I wish I was just a beat faster or a beat slower, whatever it may be. How do you kind of recompose yourself during a game that maybe people don't see?
Well, I mean, yeah, that's bound to happen. We're a group of 20 teenage girls, so there are
Oh,
moments
goodness.
where we, like, kind of might bicker with each other, but we become really good. We're such a tight-knit group that we're good at communication, and Angel and Liv are such great coaches that they're like, let's sit down, let's talk about what might have went wrong, what we can do better. And we've never really had, like, big moments of, like, any bad things happening because we're really good at communicating.
Most people look at cheering as a non-competitive sport. You look at it as one of the most competitive sports
Yes.
there are. Why is that?
A lot of that stems from when we go to UCA cheer camp because you run into that room and we're a squad of 20 girls, but we're facing, like, schools like Upper Arlington who have, like, 400 girls that they bring
Yeah.
in. So it's really a challenge because you're all fighting to stand out and be the best and be seen. And I'm really proud of our team to be able to do that and, like, win the banana and things like that because we're so small. So people definitely don't realize how competitive it is.
Win the banana? You're going to have to help me with that one.
Oh, that's, like, the top spirit award.
Okay.
So, like, that's what you go there for 4 days and you're fighting for that banana. And it seems dumb, but it means a lot. Like, that's, like, top tier award.
Have you ever brought it home?
Yeah, we brought it home this year and my freshman year. So
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. So the competitive side of things, I mean, talk about what meetings are like. I mean, we hear about football meetings and film study and stuff like that. For a cheerleader, what does that entail? What does that involve?
yeah, so we would have meetings, like, pretty much every night at camp where we would all get together. Everyone had an opportunity to talk about what they might be struggling with. We would, like, inspire the younger cheerleaders and tell them what to expect. And just, like, pretty much it's just a really open environment. Anything that they were struggling with, like, we have seniors that pair up with freshmen to help them. So meetings are really good. Just open communication is the best part of our team, really.
You're a senior now. You brought home the banana. When you think about the younger generation looking at you, these young cheerleaders that are looking to be in fill your shoes, and be in your shoes someday, what advice do you have for them?
I would say really just appreciate it and have fun. Like, obviously, I know that the groups under us, like, they're going to be fine. They have it down, and we've taught them everything they need. So for, like, the more technical aspect of everything, they're going to be fine. So just really appreciate it and have fun because it goes by so fast.
The academic side, let's talk about it. I heard you already picked your college. What are you looking to do?
I want to attend Youngstown State University. I'd like to major in journalism and minor in fashion.
I like journalism. Journalism's fun. What draws you to that?
I love to write. I've always loved to write. So, and then also I'm on the Lowellville media team, so I write for the Rocket Review, and that really just made me fall in love. Shout out to Mrs. DeLuca. Thank you.
Shout out. Media. Okay, so that is a broad, obviously broadcasting, journalism. It's a broad. What do you want to do with that?
I'm looking to go into news broadcasting, I think, and like reporting. That's something that I've always been really interested in ever since I was young. So
that's incredible. It's a tough field, very judgmental field, political field sometimes. When you think about where you want to end up, where is it? Is it a news station, like particularly somewhere, or is it just anywhere you can find a gig?
I mean, as of right now, like anywhere I can find a gig, I kind of have like a dream that the minor in fashion is going towards is like maybe Vogue someday.
Oh,
I
wow.
read Vogue religiously. So,
do you?
Yeah.
Okay, so the writing comes in handy, and now that media is really a 5-tool trade, what are your strengths and what things do you think you're really going to have to work on and learn in college?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I mean, I feel like I'm working on just like kind of the more technical things because I've always felt like I'm a really like strong writer in school, but like in media, like I'm learning more of the like journalism things. Like sometimes I like use words too much or like filler words and stuff like that. So it's just more of the like technical things I'm going to learn with my major that I'm excited to kind of dive into.
Jocelyn, I got to tell you, you're already a step ahead. You've been incredible. You got a great on-air presence. It's very uncomfortable sometimes to put on a headset and do what you're doing right now. So for you, who are some of the role models who led you in that direction or have put you in the place that you are today?
I would definitely say my coaches, Angel and Liv, Miss Jamie and Miss Cameron and Miss Sophia at my dance studio. And then on the media team, it would be Miss Curbsack and Miss DeLuca. And then also Mrs. DiRienzo because she kind of also pushed me to kind of go into this field as well.
What about outside of your craft? Who are the people that inspire you?
Oh, definitely my parents. Because I'm an only child, so they're just kind of like the people I go to for everything.
What is the best advice your parents or parents have ever given you?
They really just kind of give me freedom to make my own decisions, and they'll give me advice, but they kind of just told me that my future is in my hands and they'll be proud of me no matter what. So I've always really appreciated that.
What is your favorite subject in school right now?
Film. Honestly, I love film. We have a great time in film.
Sounds like a good time. I mean, you don't got to do anything. You just watch film, right?
Yeah, and we talk about it, and the discussions get pretty fun.
So what's the favorite film that you've seen in film class?
We watched, we watched School of Rock, and I loved that movie.
Great flick. Great flick. All right, so who is maybe someone that influenced you in the early age to do what you're doing today? Maybe somebody that just kind of give you the uplift that you needed.
I keep going back to like dance because that really like changed my life because being in like I started when I was in elementary school, and so like being a little kid and having to go out on a stage in front of like 1,000 people, like it can be scary, but that puts you outside of your comfort zone in a way. So I feel like after doing that, nothing seemed as scary after that, and it just made a lot of challenges that you face in high school like a lot easier, I feel like.
What is the biggest, I guess, easy question for you now? Maybe you just answered it. What is the biggest fear that you've ever overcome?
That's not an easy question. I don't know. I don't know if I really have like a biggest fear.
Sweet.
I mean, yeah.
Fear is just it's an illusion, right? Just like everything else. What is the most proud moment you've ever had?
I was probably winning the banana this year because it was one thing to win it my freshman year. Like that was a great way to start my cheerleading career, but it's so different when you're the senior leading that team because we've been working for 4 years to get to that point. And that was always our goal. So like I felt so much pride in that moment for everything that we'd worked for.
You have the ability to go anywhere in the world Unlimited amount of money, unlimited amount of time. Where are you headed and why?
Easy, New York City.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
I love New York City. I visited there the last 2 summers to go visit my uncle, but I just fell in love with it, and that's like kind of my plan with journalism is to work my way up and move there.
Okay, number one media place in the world. I love the ambition. For you, what's the 5 stops you always have to do in New York City?
Oh, gotta go to Broadway.
Okay.
Love Broadway, Fifth Avenue. I stop by Central Park every time, walk around. I kind of just like walking around the city and just like kind of
Times
pretending
Square?
I live there. Not Times Square.
You don't like Times Square?
No, Times Square is awful.
Okay. Oh, fair enough. Favorite store there that you always kind of frequent? You don't have to buy anything. You just like being there.
I mean, I like to go in like the rich stores on Fifth Avenue and pretend I can afford it, but I can't.
What is one place that you'd never want to go again?
Times Square.
Times Square. New York City and New York City.
Avoiding Times Square.
That's awesome. Jocelyn, any last points that you want people to know about you and your journey along the way?
I mean, I just want to say thank you to everybody that supported Lowellville cheerleading because I feel like at our school, like, people notice it a lot more than maybe they do at other schools and appreciate us. So thank you.
Awesome. Jocelyn Delsignore, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck to you in the future.
Thank you.
Can't wait to see you in New York City someday on the big screen.
Thank you.